Yeah, we've definitely made some expensive mistakes,
Yeah.
potentially even close to that, but I don't think any of them were super foolish for the most part. Like mistakes happen. Plumbing is a high risk thing. And you risk damaging someone's house. And I think that's why part of the reason it's expensive is
Mhm.
because it is high risk.
Yeah.
And so it's like sometimes you got to eat it on that.
This episode is brought to you by 10x Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10x Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker. They only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible podcast. Today, we're going to be covering a lot of key topics, the challenges, the pain points, growth, expansion, and many more. So stay tuned. I hope you enjoy it.
So talk to me a little bit about, your background, what you're doing. I think I saw on your website, you're going for engineering. You're an engineer at some point, and then you made the switch to plumbing. Yeah. Talk to me a little bit about how'd that come about?
Okay. So for a long time, I love making things more efficient, and I was interested in like design, creating, machining, and I really wanted to make engineering processes more efficient and get into the manufacturing space. And so I was doing mechanical engineering. And when I was in college, I started listening to some books on Audible, and they really, like, every book I listened to, I was like, wow, I understand, Atomic Habits. I understand habits so much better. How to have confidence and power in dealing with people. I understand people so much better. And so I almost like got addicted to listening to them. And then accidentally, there's a strong overlap between like self-help books and business books. And so I started accidentally listening to a lot of business books. And so I was doing that, going to college, working some part-time jobs, and I ended up helping a plumber once. And I enjoyed it. And I was like, oh, this is pretty fun. Started doing it a lot more. And then I started noticing all the plumbing companies around town. I was like, well, a lot of these companies are run super inefficiently. And I was like, it feels like there's so much in the space that could be improved efficiency wise. And at the same time, realizing that so much of manufacturing is like really heavily optimized already, running some like super obscure statistics formula, to improve the motion of a machine arm, by like hundredth of a second or something like that. And so a lot of it is like already really heavily optimized, but plumbing is like not optimized at all. It's a more complex problem, but one that hasn't been solved yet. And so that kind of intrigued me into starting a business in the space of making plumbing more efficient.
Wow. That's, crazy. You don't really think about like, always business. You're always like, oh, how can I make this more efficient? That type of stuff, processes, saving money here, bringing in more sales there, just generally speaking. But I guess you never really think about like, oh, how can we do this in the trades?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm also,
it seems no one has thought about it.
yeah, it's not really something that comes to people's mind, just generally speaking. So yeah, I mean, do you have any efficiencies that, you guys are doing a little bit different than other plumbers, things of that nature?
Yeah, a couple. I would say the biggest one has probably been van organization. And so we have like very much drilled down on trying to create the most efficient plumbing van possible. And so we have done a lot of iterations of it now, but we now stock like 370 different parts on our vans and like 120 different tools. And we have barcodes for all of our products that we stock on our van. And then we designed an inventory app that's on the App Store. And so we have a little barcode scanner. And we designed our inventory app because both for the function of you just wanting to scan something really quick while you're running in and out of the van to grab a part, and because you also want it really easy to use, and because it's like mobile. Sometimes you have connection, sometimes you don't. There's not a plug you can plug it into. And so we had to design our own inventory system because of that. And so that has made part tracking really efficient, and basically overall organization. End up spinning a spinoff company, do it for other vans as well. We call it Piper Vans. And And then we also have implemented a lot of things like magnets into the van. So a lot of things like click into place and like don't move around. Every spot has its home. A lot of like custom hooks and stuff, a lot of custom power system. So you can always have charge batteries on the charger, charge at any time. And that runs like the inventory iPad, charging things like that. And then just a bunch of like 100 small things, just kind of added together. We also shrunk our service radius. The average drive time for a plumbing company that I've seen is around probably like 45 minutes to an hour. And we just stayed very local in one city. And so our average drive time for our technicians is about 15 minutes.
Wow. Good for you guys. Wow, you're on a roll.
Yeah. So I would say we probably do like, we very rarely go to the shop or supply house plumbing companies for parts. And so that I would say is a lot of time saved there on trips to the supply house and then obviously driving times.
Sure. Absolutely. Even, that's a great idea because that's a good point you brought up, because even doing like projects around my house and stuff, I'll be making 4 or 5 trips to Home Depot. I'll be like, oh, I need this part, or that. But great, also don't do this for a living.
So easy.
So, but it's easy to. And then, to your point about drive time, it's like you spend so much time in the car, 45 minutes to an hour here, work on a project for a couple hours, then 45 minutes to an hour over there. And then 2/3 of your day is already gone, that type of thing. You'll live in 2 projects, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I guess talk to me a little bit about some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Or because you guys shrunk your service area, does that kind of limit your clientele, per se?
Yeah.
Have you seen that happen, or is it like you guys there's just so much work out there that's not that big of a deal?
Yeah, I would say it does limit like the population we can serve. But I would say I think people try to overextend most plumbing companies because there's so much like even in our region for like plumbing service work, I estimate that there's like the GDP of like plumbing service work is like 30 million in our service area, which like
that's a lot of people.
You wouldn't think, but there's so many like small plumbing shops, and there's like a lot of different plumbers, and there's like, I guess like kind of a range of what different plumbers do. And so it doesn't really feel like it at first, like it's like a smaller town, I guess, but there's like plenty of work here. And I think when you have a higher concentration, people see your vans a lot more. You can market a lot heavier. And so you kind of end up being like the plumber for that area that you pick.
Gotcha.
So that was kind of our philosophy behind it.
Gotcha. Yeah. If you can build good enough reputation, which it kind of sounds like you guys are starting to, if not, you already have, you really don't need to take it another 5 to 10 miles out, that type of deal. But I mean, limiting your service area, you're saving money on gas, travel, wear and tear on the vans, just, those behind the curtain things that you don't really think about. So, but it's, tell me a little bit, how long have you guys been doing this for? I mean, I'm sure you guys are still trying to work on your craft, trying to make things more efficient, but when did you guys start, and to what you guys are doing today? You guys sound like you've made quite a bit of a stride.
Yeah, thanks. I think we are now a little over 4 years in.
Okay.
And it was just me and my business partner at first. And it was just 2 of us. And now we have 13 employees.
Nice. Good for you guys.
And we did around 350,000 the first year, I think.
Okay.
And then this last year we did like 1.8 million.
Wow. Good for you guys. 13 guys. Yeah. I mean, 350K too, year one, just you and your business partner. That's pretty good too.
Yeah. We were pretty happy about that.
How's 2026 working for you guys? I know we're just about done with Q1. How are you guys looking for this?
Yeah, it's going good. Our goal this year is to do 3 million.
Yeah.
So I think we're potentially on track for that.
Uh-huh.
And we're also, this year is the year of new locations. So we're going to try to start locations in 2 different cities this year, which is going to be our second and third location.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, wow. So you guys are growing a little bit, increasing the service area and all that stuff. Nice. So all within Virginia, I assume, just different parts.
Yeah. We're gonna, I think we might try to do the third one out of state, but the second one, we're gonna try to keep it in state because it keeps legal things a lot simpler.
Yep. Come to think of it, like every state has their own set of compliance rules, that you got to follow. And
they do
this and that, and some are better than others, some are more favorable than others, all that stuff. But yeah, definitely just grow strong. It looks like you guys have a good base going too, because I always talk to people, and I was like, all right, have your base, and then once you have your base done, you can go here. That doesn't work, you just come back and then go here. That doesn't work. Come back and whatever it is.
I think it's true. I think our unit economics are for this location are mid, I would say. Like they aren't amazing, but I think I've like gone back and subtracted all the things that are like paying for things that are like directly related to growing in the future, trying to figure out exactly what the unit economics for this location unit, if you will. And I think if you subtract all the things that are like paying for app development, for example, if you subtract those type of things, then I think we're doing plenty good to scale. But I still have had some second guesses where it's like, should we like try to optimize this location more?
Yeah.
But
yeah. And how's that gone for you? Like, what are your thoughts behind that? And have you guys been taking that risk? Like, hey, let's focus on this area before we can, move on to the next one? Or do you guys just like take a step back and be like, oh, let's just go back here actually? Does that make sense?
yeah, I think it's really about finding the right person for the next location. It's probably the most important thing. And so that's what we've been thinking about and trying to figure out the most, like, do they represent our culture well?
Yeah.
Are they like capable of it? Is that the type of thing that they would enjoy doing? Because just because someone likes doing plumbing doesn't mean that they would enjoy running a plumbing location.
Yeah.
And so I think there's definitely a lot to consider there. But I think ultimately at some point you just have to like go for it.
Yeah.
And learn from it and see how it goes. So that's what we're going to try to do.
Sure. Absolutely. Learn fast.
Yeah.
Because there are mistakes that are going to be made. It's inevitable for every business, I feel like. Actually, on that point, like, what do you have any like, oops, I wish I could have taken that one back moment? Because, for example, like last week I was talking to a guy, he does window washing, and his employee got a forklift stuck in between two trees. And a long story short, they had to close two streets in the middle of rush hour in the morning because this was an overnight project. And then with something that should have been like a $2,000 profit turned into a negative $12,000 payment out of his pocket because everything that went wrong.
Yeah.
And getting mad at the employee and all that stuff for not listening. But yeah, it was
yeah.
When he told that story, I just started laughing. I was like, well, that's pretty extreme. You don't hear something like that.
Yeah.
But I was just curious if you had anything. Now, to that extent.
Yeah, we've definitely made some expensive mistakes.
Yeah.
Potentially even close to that. But I don't think any of them were super foolish for the most part. Like mistakes happen. Plumbing is a high risk thing.
Yeah.
And, you risk damaging someone's house. And I think that's why part of the reason it's expensive is because it is high risk.
Yeah.
And so it's like sometimes you got to eat it on that. But as far as like actual mistake, especially like a business mistake, not that I can think of, the only one that's like a potential is we've had plumbing service fans and we've set them up the exact same way. They're all standardized. So people can like switch fans easy. Trainers can like, helpers can like train on any van. It's not really confusing. And it just is like trying to create the best system. But drain work often requires more bigger equipment. And so starting in January, basically did a van build out to be like specialized in doing drain work, and branded it separately and built it out separately. And so still trying to figure out if that was a good call. And we put a lot of time and effort into our van build outs and money. It could end up being a really expensive mistake.
Yeah.
In the long run, but I think I'll still be glad that we tried it out.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. There's only one way to
learn. It might work out well too. So
yeah.
But we're still on the line for that one, whether that one was a good idea or not.
The time will tell.
This episode is brought to you by my friend Silas Lagoy over at ForgeMark Wealth. If you're a high-income business owner or professional and feel like you're getting crushed by taxes, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not stuck. ForgeMark Wealth specializes in advanced legal tax strategies and wealth planning designed to help you keep more of what you make, grow it efficiently, and actually build long-term freedom, not just income. If you're making serious money but don't have a real strategy behind it yet, I highly recommend connecting with Silas and his team. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it.
Tom, are you guys doing your van builds by yourself, or are you hiring a third-party contractor to do all that?
So we hired a couple different people, and there was one person in particular that was really good at it, very detail oriented, very thoughtful, really good at design side of things. And like a year or two later, ended up hiring him in-house. And so now he manages the shop and he builds out van full times. And we're actually doing a van build out for a company in Richmond right now. And so like they're going to pay us as well.
Nice.
He'll be building that one out. So we're trying to have the whole system in-house to do it as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so we can improve every aspect of it.
Sure. No, absolutely. You guys are making your own little shop there. You plumbing and van build outs, all in one.
Yeah.
I like it. With all your growth, how you guys buying your capital? How are you guys making your capital purchases? Is it savings, checking, taking out loans, credit cards?
Yeah, good question. We've mostly grown. We did grown like self-funding.
Mm-hmm.
And we basically just like save up for the van build outs. I think it cost about $40,000 to do a van build out with all the stuff inside of it.
Yeah.
With like divider, power system, tools, shelving, parts, stocking the parts, labor. And so we save up for that. And then we have a line of credit at Ford. We buy the same Ford model. So I have a line of credit. And so we basically just do $0 down, pay a monthly payment on that, and then pay for the van build out.
Gotcha.
And then we just do like a 4-year loan or something like that.
Gotcha.
And that's the only outside money that we've taken is just through van loans.
Okay. What do you guys do with the vans when you're done? Do you just sell them?
We have yet to figure that out. So we actually just rebuilt out our first van. I think it had like 60,000 miles on it. And the inside, it was the one me and Thomas built out, and it was looking pretty rough. And it was like super old version. And so we just ripped everything out of it and rebuilt the whole thing. So it looks brand new inside, but it's still 60,000 miles on it. So hopefully we'll keep it till like 100, 120, something like that. But I'm guessing we'll probably sell it.
Yeah. Or something you could put it in front of the office or in front of the warehouse and be like, this is where we started from, and then this is what we're doing now, that type of thing.
Yeah.
Memorabilia type of thing there. Yeah. That's pretty funny. Nice. Well, I mean, looking forward to next year, you want to grow new cities, possibly a new state. How many employees do you think you guys will be taking on if you do expand to all those different places?
That's tough to know. We have yearly goals for this year, but none of them are number of employees. But I know we're pretty much always hiring for the right people. So I'd say I'll probably hire 1 or 2 technicians here.
Yeah.
1 or 2 more here, and then 1 or 2 in our next location, and then maybe 2 more for the location after that. By that point, by the end of the year, maybe like 6 more.
Okay. Gotcha.
We'll see.
And talk to me a little bit about some of the pain points you guys have come across, over the last 4 years of doing this, whether it's managing your employees, growing, more revenue. Of course, that's more responsibility, all the above.
Yeah. I would say a lot of mini ones. One that was, I guess, a little bit surprising is we spent so much time. We have like a career growth track for the technicians. We end up building an app for it, but basically it tracks points, and when they get a certain number of points, they get like a promotion. And we did things like that, and they like listen to a lot of books. That's a big part of culture. One of the ways they get points. And so the technicians love their jobs, and like all that works out really well. And then me and Thomas have done that job, so we know how to do it well. But what we didn't realize is we spent very little effort into like designing the office positions well. And so we have 2 people in the office, and I feel like just like figuring out like who does what and how their career growth happens. And just like a lot of things related to there has kind of been kind of ongoing thing where it's like, haven't quite figured it out.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably been a big one. Trying to figure out how to hire people was tough at first, but I feel like is becoming less tough over time. And then starting a new location currently feels like a big hurdle.
Sure. Absolutely.
Also marketing, I have yet to figure this one out, but almost all marketing, you track your metrics based on like how many people like ended up using your service, so you have like a lead funnel.
Yeah.
And so you like run whatever meta ads, and then you like run them to your website, and the people schedule on your website, and then you basically like track that and see how many leads you got. But plumbing is all, in my opinion, done well, is all like branding, because no one ever like sees your ad or something like that and is like, I need a plumber, now that I think about it. Because like when they're like, water's coming out of the ceiling, they need a plumber then, and they're Googling it.
Yeah.
They're not like scrolling Facebook and looking at ads at that point.
Right.
And so it's like, I think it's kind of a rare industry where it's just like an as needed thing.
It is. Yeah.
And so trying to learn how to do like ad tracking, I haven't figured out. And I also, because of that, don't know how to do ads well. And so just trying to do really good branding of like associating our brand with values that our ideal customer appreciates, and doing a lot of like awareness type campaigns.
Sure. Yeah, no, I definitely get it. It's one of those things you don't think about until it happens. Like you said, water coming out of the ceiling, my office right now, it's like, I'm not thinking about a plumber or an electrician right now. The lights are working.
Yeah.
Having water, assuming the pipes are all sealed, that type of thing. And then when you do need a plumber, like shit's about to hit the fan, that type of thing. Like near me, is what it'll do. And then you'll hit that one pops up. And so yeah, I get it. I get it. And it's just one of those out of sight, out of mind type of things until it actually happens.
Yeah. So doing marketing for that has been tough.
Yeah.
But
Yep.
Slowly figuring it out.
Yeah. It actually kind of goes back to what you guys are doing right now. Kind of like confining your service area. And so hopefully when someone does think about a plumber, they'll automatically call, oh, hey, let's call Levi up, and instead of Googling and saying, oh yeah, I saw his truck yesterday. You could just give him a call. That type of things. So yeah, no, I totally get it. I totally get it. It's a long game too. It's not going to happen overnight. That's the thing. So
yeah. No, it's true. More and more I'm realizing that business is just about sticking with the same thing for a long period of time.
Yeah. It'll pay off. The longer you stick with it, it'll generally, it'll definitely pay off because you're going up against X amount of plumbers, in your area too. So
Yeah.
It's fun. That's when I don't know. I get a little bit competitive, so I'm not sure about you, but that's where it gets kind of fun for me. Like, okay, how can we get these guys? That type of thing. So there's a lot of people too that just aren't, especially in the trades. You don't really hear about many people who are more tech savvy. I wouldn't say tech savvy, but leveraging technology, to
That's true.
fullest extent, but even just a little bit, that type of stuff. So I think that's an edge you might probably have on a lot of people, especially the older generation.
Yeah, that's true. We use AI to write all of our quotes. And so you put have a little GPT where you put a brief description of the work and then it writes as all these criteria.
Oh, wow.
And basically just writes a detailed work scope and formats all nice. But I feel normally that's a pain that plumbers hate, and B, it takes quite some time. So I feel that and the scanning system are probably the way that we use technology the most.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure there's a lot of plumbers out there that, okay, I'll get you the quote, later this afternoon. They go to their truck or they do it at home after they're done with the day and handwrite, everything, scan it, send it to you.
Yeah.
Type of stuff. So.
Yeah, no, I was with a customer once and the electrician gave them a quote and it was just handwritten on a piece of paper. And I was honestly mind blown.
Yeah. You'll definitely see those out there for sure. But Levi, I appreciate your time. Anything else you want to add before we hop off?
I would say, just going into the future, I'll add this because I think that's the most exciting part of the company for me, is our vision. And I ultimately think that's what you're trying to do with your company is the most important aspect of a company.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that money should always be the byproduct of a great business, and it never should be the goal.
Yeah. Or
it never is if it's a great business. And so we really have a desire to transform the plumbing industry as a whole. And that's why we do the van build outs for other plumbing companies. And we try to advise or help any other plumbers that we can, especially up and coming plumbers, and just give them all advice and stuff. And so I think that is transforming the plumbing industry and basically making it more efficient of making and having more what I call it, high functioning people into the plumbing industry because of it being a more prestigious job. I think is something that I'm really excited for in the future.
Nice.
Future.
Nice. Yeah, no, I'm looking to hear all about it. I want to definitely stay in touch and just kind of follow your journey, that type of stuff. So hopefully I'll check in every once in a while, maybe later this year, be like, hey, Levi, what's up? How are things going? How's that second look? Yeah. That type of stuff.
Hopefully it'll be going well. We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Levi, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Good talking with you.
This episode is brought to you by Blue Collar Business Advisors. If you're running an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, or landscaping, or any other type of home service business and wondering where all the money is going despite growing your revenue, you need to talk to Paul Maskill. Paul has scaled and sold multiple blue collar businesses and now helps business owners improve cash flow, profitability, and financial clarity through outsourced CFO services. His clients gain a better understanding of their numbers, build predictable profits, and create a business that supports the life they actually want. One of the things I appreciate most about Paul is he's not just a finance guy. He's been in the trenches as an owner. He understands the challenges of running blue-collar businesses because he's done it himself. If you're doing a few $1,000,000 a year in revenue and want to stop guessing at your numbers and start building real wealth, head over to bluecollaradvisors.com. That's thebluecollaradvisors.com and schedule a discovery call with Paul and his team. Blue Collar Business Advisors, helping blue-collar business owners build financially healthy companies and achieve permanent profitability. This episode is brought to you by Corberry Digital. If you own an HVAC, plumbing, electrical, roofing, or home service business and you're tired of wondering where your next lead is coming from, you need to check out Corberry Digital. Corberry specializes exclusively in helping home service companies dominate their local markets through SEO, Google Ads, local service ads, websites, content marketing, and lead generation systems that actually produce a measurable ROI. Their team doesn't just focus on clicks and impressions. They help contractors lower customer acquisition costs, increase qualified leads, and build a marketing engine that scales. What I like about Corberry is they understand the blue collar space. They aren't trying to be everything to everyone. Their entire focus is helping trades businesses win in their backyard and generate more profitable jobs. If you're looking to grow your business, improve your online visibility, and build a marketing system that works, visit Corberry.com and schedule a strategy session with their team. That's Corberry.com. Tell them you heard about them on the podcast.
Hey, everyone. We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Builders Bible Podcast. If you have any questions or if you want to be on an episode, reach out anytime. Alex at kings-coaching.co. Talk to you guys soon.